on, and I'm getting word we might be hearing the opening statements. So I'm going to hold my question to you, Agent Gold. Let's see if we can listen in together live. Do we have those opening statements? Starting up now. Let's watch.
To 29-year-old DeMonte Smith after she shot him dead. On November 27th, 2022, this defendant went downstairs, she went to her car, she grabbed not one, but two weapons. She grabbed a metal tire rod and a firearm, put the firearm in her pocket. She went upstairs, but before she went upstairs, she told her 7-year-old to call 911. And before she went upstairs, she told her 7-year-old to let the police know that DeMonte hit her. The 911 call is placed, and in the background, you can hear the defendant go upstairs. She hits DeMonte with a metal pipe, and then she shoots him. And while he's screaming in pain, she says, "Bye, bye." And then a full 30 seconds goes by, and she runs downstairs, and she says, on the 911 call, tell them he just hit me. And what does the 7-year-old do? And you all will get to hear that 911 call in a few moments. That 7-year-old repeats what her mom says. So let's talk about the parties that were in the house on that day. We have the defendant, we have and then we have the victim, DeMonte Smith, and then they have a shared child who's an infant also inside of the house. 796 Edenberry Lane, Lithonia, Georgia. It's in DeKalb County. That's a photo of the home. Let's talk about DeMonte. He goes by Dolo. He was 29 years old at the time of his death. He was a father, he was a caretaker, and he was driven. And what I mean by a caretaker is, and it kind of gets me into the following events of November 26th and 27th, he was home all night with the defendant's children, as well as So let's talk about it. So at some point between November 26th and 27th, late at night, the defendant leaves the home and she's out all night. She's clubbing, she's missing for multiple hours, and then she doesn't return to the house till 11 a.m. DeMonte, like I said, is taking care of the 3 children all night by himself and all morning. And at some point in the middle of the night, the defendant reaches out to DeMonte and lets him know that she's been in some sort of physical altercation, or her friends have been in some sort of physical altercation at the club, and that they're going somewhere else, and then her phone dies. And she told him originally, "I'll be back at 6 a.m., and she's not. So what does DeMonte do? DeMonte calls her aunts in Philly, Rochelle and Andrea, and he's worried. And the aunts will testify that they were worried. So based on that physical altercation that happened, they all start calling local hospitals. They all start calling local jails to try to find out, where is she? And then, apologize, at 9 a.m., or around 9 a.m., the defendant goes back to her car. She realizes her phone was dead. She plugs it in. She sees messages. She sees calls. So she calls her aunts. And the aunts yell at her, like, "Where have you been? We've been worried about you." And at that point, they three-way in DeMonte. And DeMonte makes a threat. He says something along the lines of, "I'm going to kick your ass." Now, members of the jury, we're not going to shy away from the threat he made. The defendant heard it, the aunts heard it, I'm assuming you'll hear them testify to it, the detective saw a message. But what I want y'all to pay attention to is the defendant's own statement. Because she made a statement to the police, and you all will get to hear that, and in that statement she says, "Oh, I was just joking it off. I was laughing it off. I didn't take it serious." And this is 2 hours before she even shows up to the house. But the evidence is going to show what actually happened is she set her plan into play. She was embarrassed in front of her family when DeMonte made that threat, so it was time to get rid of him. So what she does next, she calls 911 3 times on the way home. So you all will get to hear that, and in the first 911 call, she lets the police know of the threat, and she wants an escort home. And the police arrive, but she still hasn't arrived at the location because she's so far away that she calls again. But the police have at this point contacted the defendant and said, well, you know, we have another call. Don't go inside of the house. We will come back. Just don't go out inside of the house. So impatiently, she's waiting outside of the house, and she calls 911 2 more times. And in each 911 call, she says, the only weapon I have that exists in this scenario is mine. I have a gun on me. There are no guns in the house. There are no weapons in the house. And there's no drugs or alcohol involved. Y'all will get to hear that. Then she says, so she gets home, she finally gets there, the officers get there, and it's Officer Hauser Cross and Officer Lammy. You all will get to hear from both of them, and you all will actually get to watch their body camera of the defendant's actions. She gets there, she is told to place the gun in the car. She again reiterates there are no weapons inside of the home. She puts the gun in her car, and then I want you all to pay attention to the body camera, because she repeatedly antagonizes DeMonte when DeMonte comes outside. DeMonte's holding his infant child, and she fearlessly approaches DeMonte and tries to grab the kid. And then, not only that, the entire time, y'all get to hear she says things like, that's not even your baby. That's not even your kid. You're not even on the birth certificate. I'm going to disappear again for 3 hours. What are you going to do then? This is all in front of the police. And y'all will actually get to watch DeMonte. He's calmly standing there. He sits down. There are no threats made on scene. She doesn't show the police any threats. So what did the police do? The police say, cool off. Y'all aren't listening to us. You're not listening to us, to the defendant. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. Y'all go inside. They do that, and y'all will hear from Officer Lammy and Cross. There are no weapons in the house. So they want to give them some time to cool off because the defendant is repeatedly talking over them.
The prosecution delivering their opening statement to this jury in the greater Atlanta area of Georgia. The jury will later decide the fate of Quanisha Johnson. Was it murder or was it self-defense? We'll see what happens as these facts progress. We'll continue watching this trial together. We just have to hit a break right now. Don't go anywhere. This is Court TV Live.
2 militia groups were preparing to kidnap and possibly kill me.
A foiled plot to kidnap the Michigan governor. 3 defendants on trial for their alleged role.
Elaborate plans to endanger the lives of government officials and the broader public.
The infiltration of a militia group.
I never could have imagined anything like this.
The Michigan governor kidnapping plot. Coverage begins this week following jury selection on Court TV.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. Let's go back to court together. Now we're watching the opening statements in the trial in Georgia that is starting up today. Was it murder? Was it self-defense? We know we've got a homicide on our hands. The question is, was it lawful? Let's watch some more of the prosecution statement now.
And as they're sent home inside, you'll hear the defendant say something. You'll hear her say, well, I'm going to shoot him in self-defense. And then the officer says, well, make sure you articulate that because, and make sure you read the code section. And she says, I've already read it. I already know the self-defense laws because this is part of her plan. She says, I'm going to shoot him. She tells the officers that. And then the next thing that happens is the officers leave, they get inside of their car, they're still outside of the home, and the defendant comes back outside, and she goes to her car, and she grabs not one, but 2 weapons. She goes inside, she tells her 7-year-old to call 911, and then she beats DeMonte with the metal stick, or metal tie rod, and then shoots him. And then she, again, coaches her child to say that she was hit. And why that's important, I'll get to that in a few minutes. But y'all will hear 4 911 calls in this case. Now, the most telling 911 call is the one where you can actually hear the incident. The one where you can actually hear her saying, "Get out of my house," and then the shot, then bye, and then DeMonte, when he stumbles outside and tells the police that he got hit and shot, she follows behind saying, "I told y'all." So I wanted to play that 911 call for you. It is fairly soft to hear, it's background noise, but I want you to listen to what happened, because that's the most telling 911 call.
Emergency 911. What's the address of the emergency? My mom just hit a woman and I feel like I'm in danger. What's the address? 796 Airway. Okay. And what's the phone number you're calling from? What do you say? What's the phone number you're calling from? Say one. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Yes. What's your name? Okay. Do you know the phone number you're calling from? Do you know the phone number you're calling from? I don't know. You just hit my mom. Who just hit your mom? Man. How does she know him? Is that her friend, her boyfriend? Who is it? I told you.
And then the call drops off. Now, what y'all will see is the following events from this 911 call, because the officers are still there and they turn on their body camera and they see DeMonte stumbling out. And what does he say as his dying words, his dying declaration is, "She hit me in the head with a metal thing, and then she shot me. Hurry up before I die." And then he collapses. Now, the defendant makes a statement. She's transported to the police department. You guys will get to hear that, and the detective will come testify about it. Now, she admits a lot of things. She admits that she was being petty when the officers were on scene, and she's telling DeMonte, "That's not your kid." She admits that she did get a metal tie rod from her car and the gun. She admits that that was the only gun in the house, only weapon in the house. And she admits that he didn't have any weapons. Now, I think something that's most important is that she coached her 7-year-old child into saying he hit her, and then she goes into the police department and says, "No, DeMonte never put his hands on me that day. No, DeMonte didn't hit me that day." And you all will get to hear that it wasn't just on the 911 call that she tells her daughter to say that he hit her first. Y'all will get to see multiple videos where she says, "Tell them he hit me. Make sure you tell the police. Make sure you tell this." And then you'll also get to see body camera footage of that 7-year-old telling her aunt and the police that mommy hit him first, and then he hit mommy, because she was coached. Now, you have an adult who's the defendant saying, "He didn't hit me." But now that 7-year-old believes it happens. And y'all will get to see that she says, "Mommy told me he hit her, but I saw mommy hit him first." Judge Morris went over the preliminary instructions. She said that the defense has no burden. They don't have to prove anything. Mr. Sterling can just sit there, listen to the evidence. He doesn't have to question our witnesses. He doesn't have to do anything. But I do anticipate in this case that there will be a defense of self-defense. More importantly, self-defense, defense of others, her children that were in the house that she took two weapons inside of and fired a gun in, and defense of her property. And I want to talk a little bit about why that doesn't make any sense. And the reason is that the evidence is going to show that the defendant is the primary aggressor. She introduced two weapons inside of the house after hours had passed by since the threat. There's also going to be testimony that DeMonte had requested an Uber twice. Once at 9 a.m., but he couldn't leave because he's watching kids while she was MIA. And the second time at 11:55, he was trying to leave. He had no interest in fighting her. He was done. But that wasn't enough for her. He made a statement while he was dying. She hit me. She shot me. And then he collapses. Hurry up before I die. And then the inconsistencies. I know I've said this a million times at this point already. She tells detectives DeMonte didn't hit her, but she's repeatedly telling her daughter that he hit me. Tell the police that. Members of the jury, the judge read the indictment to y'all yesterday. She's charged with 7 counts. The state has the burden. We have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt of every element in this indictment, from malice murder all the way to cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And that's a burden we take. They don't have a burden. But at the end of this trial, we're going to ask you to render a verdict that speaks the truth. That on November 27th, 2022, this defendant was the primary aggressor. She took 2 weapons into the house. She beat him with a metal tie rod. She shot him dead. And that 29-year-old DeMonte Smith did not deserve to die on November 27th, 2022. We would ask you to find a verdict of guilty on all counts. Thank you.